Yeah. I went to Wien on Saturday.
You are here on Saturday?
No. At my temple. I volunteer at the government temple.
Okay.
I'm with the cultural committee there.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's good. So, what was the program?
It was Natya Spardha. Natya Spardha. Dance competition, Bharatanatyam dance competition.
Oh, okay. So, Rubina was there?
Yeah, one of the kids were there.
Rubina is a good teacher.
Yeah.
We have another Bharatanatyam from Pavitra.
Oh,
Pavitra is Pavitra is yeah. I got this Chromecast.
Yeah, okay.
Sunday I will play.
Actually, there's one here, right?
Yeah, I brought one for Thanksgiving.
Oh, okay.
So what did you buy?
Chromecast.
Chromecast. So you can see right now we are using the TV's facility for connecting the laptop to TV, right? It's wireless. So in between it is intermittent, like it is getting disconnected. So we brought an external.
Oh, it connects to Wi-Fi. Is it a Wi-Fi connection? Right?
No, it's a Bluetooth.
Oh, you can cast it, right? I mean, it uses the Wi-Fi.
Okay. Come. Okay, so after a long gap we are meeting. So Rohinji, you thought you are going to miss a lot of classes.
Yeah, I know.
Only one session you missed.
That's right. It's almost 2 months for me. I'm looking at it. Last month was October then.
Yeah.
Right.
Sure.
So I have to do a quick recap.
Is there anyone online?
Oh, not yet. I see one, but I don't know if it could be yes also.
Okay.
So you know what? I have to let them know that we're online. I should text it out.
Done. Okay. So let's start.
Don't.
We'll listen to the prayer.
Sahanavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu सहवीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्ति
Okay, so we'll do a 5 minutes recap because long time. So we started by defining what is Vedanta. That was the first session. Then we talked about why Vedanta, right? We talked about the different human pursuits. We said like everybody seek security, happiness, and some other people like may seek dharma, and eventually everybody will have to seek moksha. Moksha means freedom from all sufferings. So now the next question is that feasible? How can I gain a state which is completely secure, completely happy? Because we know that one day we have to pass away. We see tragedies around us. Weather itself is going to change. Financial state changes. Political situation changes. So in between all these changes, how can I be completely secure? Even if I manage everything else, my own body will grow old. And one day, I have to depart from this world. So in spite of all these things, how is it possible? So that's where Vedanta defines the fundamental problem. Because if you are insecure, whatever you do, you cannot make yourself fully secure. Correct? We use the example of distilling the water, right? Like whatever you do, there is still a possibility. It is mathematically proven. It's impossible to become a finite to become infinite. So if that is the case, what is the problem? Why am I studying Vedanta? If I cannot become 100% secure, that is what is Vedanta is promising. If that is theoretically not feasible, what is the fundamental problem? Here we saw, if I perceive a situation incorrectly, that is my understanding. Remember the example? We saw somebody went out, saw a snake. His reaction is as if there is a real snake. There is no difference between a real snake or a virtual snake. I feel terrible. I feel afraid, frightened, and some people may even get heart attack. So then I try to secure myself. How? By getting a better cloth, by getting a stick. For what? For fighting a rope. So whatever I do externally, it will not make me secure. So the only solution for that problem is what? If there is an error in my perception, what shall I do? Correct my perception. So if there is a snake, go there and try to re-evaluate and understand that it is not a snake. That is the only way of removing my fear completely. Because otherwise, the fear of snake will always exist. So then we said, for any knowledge to take place, what is a prerequisite? You need a proper means of knowledge. Correct? If I want to see you, I need to use appropriate means of knowledge. Eyes. Even if my skin or the tongue is perfectly working, and if my eyes are not working, I may not be able to see you. So to see myself, Vedanta defines the fundamental problem is I am not seeing myself properly. When I am not understanding myself properly, what is the solution? Employ a means of knowledge by which I can see myself properly. And what is that means of knowledge? Remember? Vedanta.
The book.
Vedanta is the means of knowledge. The body of knowledge, Vedanta is the means of knowledge by which I can know myself. Remember, we talked about different means of knowledge. Pratyaksha, Anumana, and the Agama, or the Vedanta. Remember that?
Yeah.
Remember, we used a lot of stock examples. So this was the another class, right? So Vedanta is a pramana. That was our fourth session. And fifth session is what? Yes. Then what? Why don't everybody go and use Vedanta and understand myself? Then everybody will be enlightened. But that's not the case. Manushyanam Sahasreshu. Out of thousands of people, one probably may get enlightened. Why? Then we discussed another point. That was the last week. We said, even if there is a means of knowledge, there are some prerequisites. If it is completely dark, you may have the perfect eye in the world. Can you see something? Absolutely no. You need the light. So for the means of knowledge to work properly, there has to be some preconditions or prerequisites. So here, I'm supposed to use Vedanta as a pramana, as a means of knowledge. What is pramana, by the way? Prama karana. Prama means knowledge. Karana means instrument. An instrument that gives you knowledge. Eyes is an instrument that gives me color and forms. Ears, sound. Like that, Vedanta is a means of knowledge to know myself. But for me to employ this means of knowledge, certain prerequisites are there. And we call that prerequisites as adhikaratvam. If you are missing it, please go and listen to that topic, because we are building a thought process, right? So, what are the adhikaratvam? We said Viveka, Vairagya, Shakka Sampatti, and Mumukshutvam. So we said, I elaborated all that in the previous session. So once again, remember, can we develop that chain of thought once again? I wanted to be completely happy. I wanted to be completely secure. That is the goal of every human being, whether he's a pakka materialist or a spiritualist. That is the goal. No difference in the end goal. Because a materialist believes that what? I get that complete security and happiness by grabbing another house or another person's wife. So much in Vedanta used to say, if the neighbor's wife becomes my wife, I'll be happy. Or if I get $1 billion, I'll be secure. When you chase these objects, you find that, what do you find? Whatever you get, you will not be completely secure, not completely happy. I was asking Kailashji the other day, like when we were discussing this topic, when you were a college student, what was your dream security? He gave 3 bullet points. I really enjoyed it, right? He said, at that time, if he had got a job at Wipro, and if he get a moped, and if he get 4-digit salary, he said, I would be happy. And now I asked him, what is your current state? And how do you feel? So that's the only difference. So we feel we want to be completely happy, completely secure, and Vedas, which is designed for your well-being, right? Abhyudaya and Nishrayas. Like what is that? Physical, socio-security, and ultimate happiness. That is the goal of the Veda. Remember, first lesson we saw that. Praninam Sacha Abhyudaya Nishraya Hetu. This is the definition of Veda. So Shankaracharya defines like that brilliantly in Bhagavad Gita's introduction. This is how he defines the Veda. So the Vedas, which is designed to take you to the highest possibilities of your life, tells you that yes, this search can be fulfilled. But the problem is, you're not searching at the right place. You're seeking security, you're seeking happiness everywhere without knowing that the security and happiness is already within you. The classic story also we said at that point of time. The fellow searching for the 10th man. Who is the 10th man?
Himself.
He himself is the 10th. So if they sit there and do a big ritual, are they going to find the 10th man? If they start yoga, are they going to find the 10th man? The removal of ignorance is only through one means. What is it?
Knowledge.
Knowledge. So Vedanta tells that for it means the problem is only in your understanding of yourself. Self-recognition is the problem. What is the solution? You are not understanding yourself properly. So understand yourself properly. If you are not understanding something, right, you have to use appropriate means of knowledge. And what is the appropriate means of knowledge you have to use to know yourself? Vedanta. But the problem is I cannot just go and use the Vedanta as it is. It needs some prerequisites. And what is the prerequisites? Just like light is essential for you to see, the Adhikaratvam is essential for Vedanta to work as a means of knowledge. Now you understand? Thousands of people are studying Vedanta, but still the problem is their problem. So now that much we covered. Any questions? If you have any questions, raise it, because this thought is very sequential, one after the other. Okay, so if that is the case, now what is the question? I thought gaining moksha is a problem. Now I'm realizing that gaining adhikaratvam itself is a problem. I don't have viveka, I don't have vairagya, I don't have shakka sampati, and 100% I don't have mumukshutva. So how do I gain these prerequisites? That is naturally the next topic. That's what we are going to see today. Makes sense, right? How to achieve the prerequisites? Without achieving the prerequisites, the Vedanta is not going to work as a pramana. So last week I said, I used a word called paroksha anubhuti. Whatever I said so far is not your direct experience. I said, if you understand Vedanta, if you internalize Vedanta, you will get that in your direct experience. So right now, it's only a theory. But how do you experience that? So how to translate that paroksha anubhuti into aparoksha anubhuti? So first step is gain the prerequisites. What is that obstacle that is going to prevent me in gaining that prerequisites? And how to gain that prerequisites? Clearly defined. Look at the way it is structured. I always feel that every schools in the world or different thoughts masters in the world, they talked about the same thing. So what makes Vedanta very unique is its structured teaching methodology. It's perfect. So far you might have experienced it, how sequential it is. So now the question is how to gain this prerequisites. Let's see. Okay, this is weak. So this is all. So how to gain this prerequisites? What is that big obstacle which is going to prevent me from achieving these prerequisites? Shankaracharya brilliantly defines two problems. One is called the problem of impure mind, impurity in the mind. And second problem is vikshepa. Vikshepa means what? Turbulence in the mind. So if my mind is not pure, if the mind is not steady, I will not be able to gain prerequisites. And without gaining the prerequisites, I cannot use Vedanta as a means of knowledge. I might be studying Vedanta, but it's like I have best eyes in the world. I'm looking for the snake. I'm neither going to see snake nor rope. And the probability of me seeing the snake is much higher in that darkness. So how do I gain this qualification? The two obstacles that is preventing me from gaining that qualification, one is mental impurities, the second one is the mental turbulence. Mala, the other one is called Vikshepa. So you heard the name Amala, right? What is Amala? What is the meaning?
Mala. That means opposite of dirt or
Yeah.
impurity.
Impurity,
Yeah.
not impurity. That is purity. Pure. That is what Amala means. I asked this Bhagavad Gita class, somebody said Nagarjuna's wife.
You are Amala Paul also, right?
So Amala means that. So for Mala Nivurti, we employ a tool called Karma Yoga. So we employ a practice called Karma Yoga for purifying our mind. And then we employ another tool, another methodology called Upasana Yoga, another practice. Upasana Yoga for purifying, stability of the mind. One is purity of the mind, the other one is stability of the mind. Is it clear? Because you have to understand where exactly this fits into. In Bhagavad Gita, you see from 2nd chapter to 5th chapter, you will see Karma Yoga. And on the 6th chapter, you will see a detailed description. 6th, 17th, and in between, you will see a lot of Upasana Yoga. So we need to understand on a high level what is Karma Yoga and what is Upasana Yoga. That's what we are going to discuss today. So let's see what is Karma Yoga. I'm sure all of you might have heard of Karma Yoga. Anybody who opened the Bhagavad Gita book cannot miss Karma Yoga. And so many people have so many wonderful definitions of Karma Yoga. But what exactly is the real definition given by Krishna or the scriptures? Anybody? Very simple. Very simple definition. It says proper work with proper attitude. That's it. Let's see. So Karma Yoga. Karma Yoga is a compound word which consists of karma and yoga. Karma means proper action and yoga means proper attitude here in this particular context. So Karma Yoga means proper work with proper attitude. This diagram gives you the whole Karma Yoga in one slide. So what is proper action and what is proper attitude? And that is what is Karma Yoga. Let's talk about that. As a human being, right, you cannot but act. If somebody says that you cannot give up all your action, Krishna tells in the 3rd chapter, even your maintenance of the body is not possible without action. So as long as we live, right, we have to act. No choice. And every action you do can be classified into one of the 3 buckets. Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas. This is a model. It's a model for coming from Sankhya philosophy. You heard of Sankhya philosophy? Sankhya philosophy defines this model: Sattva, Rajas, and Tamas. Right now, don't try to put any definition. Just understand that's 3 words. So in this particular context of Karma Yoga, let's define that very clearly, yet very simply. You can explain this with a lot of different complications, but I really wanted to define it very simply in the context of Karma Yoga. The 3rd chapter of the Bhagavad Gita brilliantly gives this. So, tamasic action, the simple definition is, Swami Dayananda did this, it is not my definition, he did this brilliantly. Tamasic action means any actions I do, who would be the beneficiary? I am the only beneficiary. But in that process, I will hurt you. So I steal money from you. Who is the beneficiary? But in that process, what I'm doing?
The other person gets it.
So that's, you may think that not paying tax properly, right? That's a tamasic action. So any cheating, anything you do, that is tamasic action. Second is rajasic action. Rajasic actions means I am the only beneficiary, but I'm not hurting anyone. I go to work, I earn salary, I do a legitimate business, gain the profit. I am the beneficiary, but in that process, I'm not cheating anybody else, not hurting anybody else. What difference, right, between tamasic and rajasic action? And swatic action is I may or may not be a beneficiary, but
Others benefit.
others are also benefiting that. That is called swatic action. So the rule of karma yoga, which defines proper work, means simple. You should avoid what is tamasic action. Yes, you can do some rajasic action, but you have to also do what?
So,
Swatic action. Consciously include swatic actions in your work and avoid tamasic actions. Very clear, right? Black and white. Now, how do you make sure that the swatic actions are included? Third chapter of the Gita defines yajñātva karmano yajña. You have to perform yajñas. And what are those 5 types of yajñas? The scriptures defines when you do swatic actions, you have to make sure that you are doing 5 types of yajna. They are known as, anybody knows? Manushya yajna, Pitru yajna, correct? Third, Brahma yajna, wow. Then 2 more. Deva yajna, Bhuta yajna. These are the, and make sure that you're doing all the 5. That's enumerated. Manushya yajna is what? Help other human beings in whatever way you can. Don't tell me that I don't have money. You have, smile. At least give some kind words. That is good enough. Then, second yajna is what? I'm not elaborating in detail, which you will see in Bhagavad Gita. But first is Manushya yajna. Then, Deva yajna. What is Deva yajna? Worship the higher, in whatever way form you can. Spend 5 minutes in worship. That is Deva yajna. Then Brahma yajna is what? Study and propagation of your scriptures. So Manushya yajna, Deva yajna, Pitru yajna. Strictly means taking care of your parents and ancestors, the family tradition. On a broader sense, taking care of your family. Some people are so nice to the society, but they are extremely pain in the family. Some people are so good to the family, but a Rakshasa to the outside. So you cannot. You have to give enough time to the family, make sure that you are supporting the family and the family values are maintained, take care of the family. Last one is what? Bhuta yajna. What is Bhuta yajna? Nature. Bhuta means what? It's not, in some languages it is means ghost. I don't know. In Malayalam it is ghost.
yes, yes.
Right? So it's not like that.
I think in Marathi it is your ancestors.
Bhuta?
Both.
Yeah, it's Panchabhuta, the elements and the natures. So don't pollute the roads. Don't pollute unnecessarily the air, right? Don't destroy the animal kingdom. Don't destroy your environment. Support as much as possible. And the biggest people means the largest community that pollutes the rivers are the religious people.
Yeah.
You can Ganga, now it's clean, but earlier pathetic. All the rivers. I heard that all the rivers in Andhra is dried up. Now, right? There's no water. Like only the river bed you can see. Yeah.
Same thing with
Pathetic.
Same thing with Tamil Nadu also.
Kerala also.
Kerala.
Everywhere.
We're getting there.
So in Bhagavad he said that the rivers are my blood
Your veins.
veins. So you are polluting God's veins. So you go, all the devotees go to Shabarimala will kill the Pamba. How can that coincide? It's contradictory.
You're right.
So that's what is Bhuta yajna. So make sure that you are doing, look at the broad, it's a 360-degree Swatik karma. Because otherwise what is going to happen? I'm too good to human beings, but I destroy the nature. Otherwise I may not care family. Otherwise I not study scriptures. Without studying the scriptures, I will not understand the science of life. And I don't surrender to anybody. It will generate ego. So it's a perfect cleansing process. So even if you do rajasic action, make sure that you're engaging in swatik actions. So what we are doing now is Brahmayani, easily. So 5 minutes of prayer. You don't need to recite all the Sahasranama by heart. No. Just have a free conversation with God, openly, open-hearted conversation. That's good enough. There are so many stories of Krishna, right? So in Malayalam, there is a wonderful story. Like there are two people, one is Nelpatur and the other one is Pundanam, right? So this Pundanam, who is ignorant in Sanskrit, he went and chanted Vishnu Sahasranama in Guruvayur temple. He said, Aprameyo Rishikesho Padmanabho Maraprabhu. It is Padmanabho Amaraprabhu, right? So this scholar laughed at him. He said, what you are doing? It is not Amaraprabhu. So it's not Maraprabhu. Maraprabhu means wooden lord. Amaraprabhu means it is the immortal Lord. So then there is a story. There is an Ashariri cave. I better to be a Maraprabhu. I like his bhakti than your vibhakti. Your grammatic, I like his devotion than your grammatical knowledge. So that's why the surrender to the higher. Otherwise, this arrogance and the ego will come. So this is very important. So these are the proper action part. So karma yoga is giving me some guidelines, what actions I should do. And then I might be doing only the proper action, but attitude also is matter. The attitude in two places. One is while performing the action, the two things that can caught you up is what? Catch up you is, one is worry, the other one is anxiety. Last 2 times I failed in that test. That itself is good enough to fail the third. Worry. Anxiety means what? If I don't clear that, I'm going to be in trouble. When I'm little bit of anxiety is good to trigger you, but too much anxiety means what? It's a medical problem. That's what. So how to avoid the worry and anxiety? Krishna tells you have to perform the action as an offering to higher. Ishvara Arpana Buddhi. Any actions you do it as an offering to the higher. To your best of ability. Do the best and leave the rest. Plan out your work. Work out your plan. Former without latter is what? It's a waste of time. Only planning. And latter without former, just execution without planning, it's an unproductive confusion. Quote from Steve Jobs. Brilliant. That's exactly what is happening. So you are doing proper work with proper attitude. Karmani evaha adhikaraha tve ma phaleshu kadajana ma karma phala hedurbohu ma te sango stakarma. The choice you have is only on the work. I can choose to invest in stock X, stock Y, or stock C. I can do all the due diligence. I can employ all the data science and see which stock is performing. But once I deposit, the result is not entirely on my hand. Something happened in North Korea. Could put the stock market completely down. So that's why understand that you are the author of only your actions. You're not the author of results. Ma karma phala heduruhu. Don't consider yourself as the author of the results or the creator of the results. You're only the creator of the actions. So focus on where you have control. You might hear this in all the management lessons in the recent years. Right? So this is what it's going to do. It's a brilliant, it's like a sutra, 4 verses, it's wonderful messages. Karmani evaha adhikaraha te. Your choice or the control you have is only in your action. Ma phaleshu kadajana. Never on the results. So you have choice, to do this way, that way, or in a different way, but not on the results. And ma karma bhala hedrubo, you are not the author of the results. But since you are not the author of the results, ma te sangosto karmani, don't get attached to inaction. Because if you don't act, won't be any results, guaranteed. This is karma. And when you do this karma yoga, what happens? All the impurities of the mind will be flushed out. That is the benefit. Anta karana shuddhi. This is the Sanskrit terminology as the benefit of karma yoga. The mind becomes pure. And the negative bindings, like sometimes what happened, you create all these negative habits, all that will disappear. The proof of karma yoga, anybody who practices karma yoga, you will feel that. This can be means moksha and all you may not experience, but the accuracy of karma yoga you will experience if you practice it, guaranteed. In few weeks' time, you will realize how efficient you will be, how easy means your actions becomes that much effective. You will feel so happy. This is karma yoga. Any questions?
But the consistency of practicing is a challenge.
It's a challenge. It's a real challenge. So this is what tamasic actions avoid, rajasic actions minimize, swatic actions perform. This is the goal. This is the summary of the entire third chapter in one slide, right? This is what it is. Okay, so let's go to the next one. This is the proper attitude. Any attitude is born out of the right understanding. Because what is that right understanding? I am not the author of the results. There can be always a slip between the cup and the lip, they say. And once you get the results, whatever is that result, accept it. And I think Swami Dayananda uses a word called objectivity. It will help you to see things as they are. That's a wonderful vision. And he was really a master of that, right? So one story I heard is not connected with Karma Yoga, but how, because your temperament is entirely depending upon other people, right? If other person is angry or not fair, it will affect your temper. So I was listening to somebody who was talking about sharing their experience about Swami Dayananda, one of the examples. It caught my attention. I realized he was a true karma yogi, otherwise it cannot happen. So one day he was walking in a zoo in Milwaukee. You might have heard this story. Milwaukee, I believe it is Milwaukee. Yeah. So it's a big zoo. And he was walking near some chimpanzees and monkeys. So he was wearing this orange robe and all this beard and all. One American couple came there. And this guy was showing all these chimpanzees to this girl. And he said, "Oh, look at this one." And he said that loudly. Everybody heard. If it is you and me, what would have been our reaction? React, right? Swamiji turned back, he laughed. He said, "Yes, and it can talk to you."
Your friend is on.
He was showing Swamiji, "Look at this. Oh, look at this species." That's the word, exact word used.
Yes, and it can talk too.
Yeah, it can talk too. It said, "You won't do."
Yeah.
And that guy literally went and prostrated. That is what the objectivity means.
Probably he told it instantly also.
Instantly. I might say after thinking 2-3 days.
Yeah.
This is the instant reaction that comes out of a teacher.
Yeah. That's spontaneity, right?
Yeah.
The true nature comes out.
Yeah. Otherwise, we get time, we refine it.
Yeah. That's not a reaction, that is an action.
Action.
Yeah.
So, Karma Yoga recognize Ishvara. Karma Yoga recognize that the entire universe, everything happens for a reason. When you have that understanding, right, you trust in His will. if you are a devotee. If you are a devotee, you trust in that Ishvara's justice, Ishvara's will. You do your best and leave the result. Sometimes the result might be painful, little bit. So Chinmayananda used to give a good example. Two people were admitted to hospital. One person with a stomach virus and the other one with a broken leg. For the first person, the doctor prescribed what? Only Gatorade. He cannot eat anything. Just Gatorade, that too, little bit quantity here and now. The other person is having all the burgers, sandwiches, double whoppers, everything. Next word. You say that this doctor is so cruel. To him, he's offering all the food, but he's making me starving. Why? Because that is the treatment you need at that point of time. When you have that understanding, when you trust in that universal intelligence, you surrender to his will. So this Karma Yoga make you pure. Now let's see what is Upasana Yoga. Of course, if my mind is pure, that doesn't guarantee that mind will be calm. Because you may see a lot of injustice around you. There are so many things which can disturb my mental peace. So you need to train your mind in such a way that the mind is stable. The entire Patanjali Yoga Sutra is focusing on Upasana Yoga. Of course, it talks about Karma Yoga a little bit, which is called Kriya Yoga there. But Patanjali Yoga Sutra is mainly focused on the Upasana Yoga. Bhagavad Gita, 6th chapter, is a classic example of Upasana Yoga. So what is this Upasana Yoga? What is the word Upasana? What is Upanishad, by the way? Remember? We talked about that. Upa means nearness. Asana means what? Seat. Right? Asana, Yogasana means a posture. So you are sitting near where?
Yourself.
Trying to sit closer to yourself. That's what it is. Upanishad means you're sitting closer to self, to your true nature, your definite knowledge about yourself. Yeah. It's Upasana means it's a set of disciplines. Set of disciplines to keep your mind still. This is what is Upasana Yoga. So Upasana Yoga, it is disciplining and integrating the personality or the mind. Upasana Yoga, broadly or on a loose translation, is all the meditation practices. All the pranayama practices are Upasana Yoga. So discipline and channelizing the human mind is the goal of Upasana Yoga. The Shankaracharya's example is a dam. Without a dam, what is going to happen? There is so much of potential energy in the water, right? Flowing water. If that is not properly channelized, it may not have any benefit to anybody. But if you channelize that, that water can be used for irrigation. It can be used for generating electricity. That's my example, not Shankara's. So what I'm saying is that if you channelizes your mental energy, mental vitality, that itself is a huge asset for us. So this Upasana Yoga, that is why even secular people, those who have no interest in moksha, they also do both of this Karma Yoga and Upasana Yoga. Of course, the knowledge part they skip. That is why Bhagavad Gita is used in almost all the places. When people say that Bhagavad Gita is used in corporate world, that usage is limited to both Karma Yoga and Upasana Yoga. That's it. Nothing related to the Jnana Yoga. So now let's see what is Upasana Yoga. There are different levels of disciplines you have to practice. The scriptures talk about 4 types of disciplines or upasanas you need to practice. Anybody had heard of that? 4 types of discipline. The first level is called body level, physical discipline. Second level is called walk or the speech, discipline in your speech. The third one is discipline with your sense organs, meaning jnanendriyas, eyes, ears, like that. And the last level is known as mental discipline. So these are the 4 levels. So let's see what exactly it is. So physical discipline means what? Your body, you cannot ignore your body. Some people, when they become spiritual, what do? They do not pay attention to your body. So have you heard of that? The famous usage by Swami Chinmayananda? In one of his talk, he tells all these Rishikesh is the place where all these so-called seekers will come and dump themselves. Most of them are not real seekers, right? A lot of fraud elements you can see in Rishikesh. Even among the monks, that's a fact. So they don't have an opportunity to go to a movie there. They don't have an opportunity to go to a bar. So most of the sense organs becomes useless. So Swamiji was telling the only thing that is plenty of available there is bhiksha. Anybody and everybody come and feed these sadhus. Because a lot of people feel that feeding a sadhu will give them a passport to heaven. So all these, they get plenty of food. So by the law of compensation, what happens?
Become fat.
Yeah. I just wanted to call out his usage. He says their knowledge and wisdom will accumulate in the middle. And he was telling, like, such Mahapurushas, what is that makes them Mahapurusha? Their greatness needs to be measured with a tape. So this is what happens. So Krishna was very clear. Before you go to any other discipline, the first thing you have to make discipline is your body. Because body is relatively easy to control compared to mind. So Bhagavad Gita, 6th chapter, verse, I believe, 17. I believe 17 or 17 or 18. I think 17. One verse Krishna defines the entire physical discipline. I quoted that in the Bhagavad Gita class. Anybody remember? Yuktahara viharasya, yukta cheshtasya karmasu, yukta swapnavabodhasya, yogo bhavati dukha. Yoga will remove sorrows to those people who make this physical discipline. What is that physical discipline? Appropriate food. Too much fasting is equally bad as too much. So not too much, not too less. In the commentary, Shankaracharya tells quality of the food, quantity of the food, and timing of the food. That's it. And in Shankaracharya's, there is a brilliant definition is there, how much you should eat, etc. I'm not going there. But make sure that your healthy eating habit. What is next? Viharasya yukta cheshtasya karmasu. Some people are overactive. 24/7 they are active. Some people are couch potatoes. Both are not good. So your activity has to be
Workaholic or alcoholic?
yeah. Then your recreation has to be appropriate. Some people don't do any recreation at all. You have to relax, otherwise it's a problem. And some people are full-time recreation. So eating, recreation, your activity, and last but not least is sleep. Yukta swapna avabodhasya. Your sleep has to be appropriate. Not too much, not too less. And maintain a discipline. Such people, yoga will remove their sorrows. Otherwise, yoga will not work for such people. See, we are talking about that time when nobody was thinking about obesity or overeating issues at that time, right? At that time, the food itself was a luxury. So at that time, we are talking about overeating issue. It's brilliant, often quoted. They say like, this is the base from which all the wellness programs has emerged. You might have went through the CDC curriculum, nothing more than this.
Yeah.
These are the three things they are highlighting.
Yes.
Yukta hara viharasya, yukta cheshtasya karmasu, yukta swapnavabodhasya, yogo bhavati dukkha. So physical discipline. Without physical discipline, you cannot be spiritual. Second is verbal. 17th chapter of the Gita brilliantly defines. Some people are physically, they don't hurt, but if they open their mouth, oh my God, it's better to get hurt physically rather than getting like this. Right? So, anudvegakaram vakyam, satyam, priyam, hitam. This is the definition of the speech. Two things you have to focus on the speech discipline, upasana. One is quantity, second one is quality. What is the quantity? Avoid arguments. Arguments doesn't benefit anybody. Then what? Gossips, excessive talks about past and future. Past is good for lesson learned. Future is good for planning. But 24 hours, this happened to me in the past, that fellow will not progress. And vice versa, future also. There's a brilliant verse in Bhagavad Gita, as I said, like it has to be they say, Bhadram Karnena, right? So whatever I hear, it should be like honey, like so sweet. So this is very important. So it is called as Vak Tapas in Bhagavad Gita. This particular practice known as Vak Tapas. Your speech is to be properly controlled. Then quality control, like it should not be hurting. Anudvegakaram. Truthful. But there's a caveat. You don't have to tell truth always. The truth should be priyam and hitam. It has to be beneficial for the other person. It has to be good for the other person. Other truths you can hide a little bit. You don't have to speak up. So brilliant. Mahatma Gandhi loved this verse. He often used to quote this. Anudvegakaram vakyam, satyam priyam hitam. This is brilliantly captured in, I believe, 17th chapter, 16th or 17th verse. Brilliant. So this is the verbal discipline. The next one is called sensory discipline. Why do you keep a gate? What is the purpose of a gate?
To stop people.
Access control, right? You're controlling the access. So sense organs, the jnanendriyas are the gate through which the world enters into. So put a gate appropriately. So I just put a quote from Swami Chinmayananda. He once said, put a board, no admission without permission. Don't make your mind a public toilet. So for that, you have to put the appropriate discipline. Some people would. One ad, they will go after that. If they see food, immediately go after that. They have no control of the sense organs.
Buy one, get one free.
Yeah, done. So that's the whole psychology. Right? These people, this is more among the ladies than men. I was reading a psychometric analysis. When they see these deals, they need only 5 napkins. But they saw that if they buy 100 napkins, you will get 20 more napkins. Most of the people will go and buy that 100 napkins and practically waste 50 napkins.
Like most of us at Costco, I guess.
Yeah, at Costco.
You buy too much and then you just dump it.
Yeah. Even these cookies and all these, like everything, when you buy from Costco, half of them you have to dump.
Yeah.
So put a gate. I'm not saying that don't go and buy from Costco. I am saying that put a gate. Like I really like this quote from it. Is a very powerful quote. Don't make your mind a public toilet. Anybody can go and dump. So this is what it is. So physical discipline, we talked about that. Verbal discipline, we talked. Sensory discipline, we talked. And finally, mental discipline. Now the next slide, we'll see what is mental discipline. So far it's clear, right? Go all the slides, otherwise you'll forget it, because the sequencing is really important. So mental discipline means all forms of meditation. So mainly the Upasana Yoga's focus is on mind, but without disciplining the body, speech and the sense organs, your mind cannot be disciplined. That is why the first three came in. The main focus is on mental discipline. So the mental discipline, we practice meditation. Dhyana. The meditation itself, the scriptures classifies into 4 categories. First category of meditation is known as relaxation meditation. What is the purpose of relaxation meditation? The purpose is not to develop focus. The purpose is only to relax your mind. One classic example is Yoga Nidra. What we are doing is only to relax your mind. So it will be traditionally, Gita brilliantly tells, it will be a combination of your body, speech and mind. That relaxation exercise. It will start with your muscle relaxation, making your breathing calm, and then visualizing something so that you will be completely relaxed. There are different relaxation techniques. So relaxation meditation is one set of practice. When we start meditation from January, we will first start with a few relaxation meditation, which we were doing, but we'll continue that. Now the second type of meditation is known as concentration meditation. Concentration meditation, what is the goal there? Relaxation meditation, what is the goal? To get my mind relaxed. So concentration meditation is training my mind to focus. So you'll be focusing on a mantra. There are different meditation. And one of the popular technique employed by our tantric literature is Manasa Puja. Have you heard of it? You don't do physically anything. It is called Manasa Puja. In the mind, you do a complete puja with a guided practice. You can Google something called Shiva Manasa Puja. Shankaracharya wrote it. Brilliant. So he said, like, initially I'm coming to the room, I put a towel, I keep the linga there, and I do one after the abhishekam, snanam cha divyambaram, then I put jalam, and then I offer this particular naivedyam, that naivedyam, etc. So in your mind, you're visualizing a big action. So focus is.
It's a beautifully sung by one of the Western lady. It's in the YouTube video actually. If you search for the Shiva Manasa Puja, it comes with the Om symbol that is.
Oh, really?
It's beautifully sung that is. Yeah.
Swami Brahmananda's version is also really good. Just listen to that. I'll do that meditation when we start in January. It's brilliant. It is employed for concentration meditation. The next type of meditation, I'm enumerating only now, right? We are going to see this later in the Bhagavad Gita, all these topics. But this is to understand Vedanta. For us to study the Upanishad, this background is required. Otherwise, when we study all these things, will go. Upasana, they will refer. So you need to know what exactly is Upasana. The next Upasana for the mental level is called expansion meditation. Expansion meditation, why expansion meditation is required? Typically, my mind is small. Right? I see a world around me, right? Where I'm the big hero. I'm everybody, right? Means in the 17th, 16th chapter, Gita Krishna tells, there's nobody like me. I am the superpower. Unless you realize the whole universe. So this meditation is a guided meditation which talks about the galaxies. Like the classic traditional meditation is the Vishwarupa Darshan in the 11th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita. You see, you're not even a speck in the means not even a dust in the universe. in terms of your lifespan, we're talking about billions of years. And your lifespan is like this. So when you realize that, you will understand the magnanimity of the universe and the emptiness of your false ego. I don't know who designed it. It's brilliant. How? Because it will, it means another visualization is it will start from the when we go to the Bhagavad Gita second chapter. I'll read one sentence of Shankara's introduction, but it's will tell like this entire cosmos. The Lalita Sahasranama tells call Devi as one name, right? Aneka Koti Brahma Anda Nayaki. So it's not just one or two universe. Aneka Kodi. One Kodi means how much? 10 million. Like that, multiple 10 million, billions of world is there. And the one who is the lead of all that. In the Bhagavad Gita introduction, Shankaracharya tells the world, all is manifested world. That is how he starts. He starts with a third person. We'll see that when we go to Bhagavad Gita. He starts tells that the whole world emerged from an undifferentiated Brahmanda, cosmic egg. And don't think that this cosmic egg is the fundamental particle. That Narayana Param Avyaktam. Narayana is, or the absolute reality, even superior than this cosmic egg, which is the universe in its undifferentiated form. And when I see that much magnitude in the universe, I am nothing. So that's why this meditation is used. Look at that. One is for relaxation, another one is concentration, third one is to just to make you feel where exactly you stand. And the last one is called refinement meditation, or popularly known as value meditation. So there are some values enumerated. All these things comes in Bhagavad Gita. So 13th chapter enumerates this. And if anybody wants to get the value, read a book called Value of the Values. Value of the Values.
It's in the share.
That's
It's in the share.
share.
Yeah, it's in the share.
Brilliant book. So we are going to meditate on each value. Idea is to plant that value in your subconscious. So I'll practice all this in our meditation session. I'll tell which one belonging to which one. So this is the Upasana Yoga. So let's see summary. In one slide, you will see the Upasana Yoga. So verbal discipline, sensory discipline means speech. Oh, I forgot to put one. One more is there. What is that? Body discipline. Physical discipline. So physical discipline means your body has to be healthy. Then verbal discipline, sensory discipline, and mental discipline. That's it. So if you practice these two, naturally you will get the pre-qualifications. So summary, 2 obstacles to get pre-qualified. One is Mala, second one is Vikshepa. So for Mala Nivritti, we employ Karma Yoga. For Vikshepa Nivritti, we use Upasana Yoga. And Karma Yoga means proper work with proper attitude. And proper work means avoid tamasic karmas. It's okay to perform rajasic karma, but
Sattvic karmas.
perform sattvic karma also. And then proper attitude means what? While performing the action, offer the performance to Ishvara, the action to Ishvara as an offering. And whatever you get out of the action as a result, take it as a prasada. This is Karma Yoga. And by practicing Karma Yoga, the impurities will be flushed out. And the goal is Anta Karana Shuddhi. Good. Then the next set of practices for Vikshepa Nivritti, Upasana Yoga. Upasana Yoga is mainly certain disciplines you have to do. And there are 4 levels of discipline. The first discipline is at the physical level. Second discipline is at verbal level. The third one is sensory level. And the fourth one is
The word
Shiva means projection.
So,
Projection, like the mind will project itself and turbulence. It's like imagine a lake with high waves. Even the water is pure. If the waves are there, you won't see through the water. So, Swami Vivekananda, when he was commenting on Patanjali Yoga Sutra, he used the example of a lake. There is a diamond lying down the lake. You're trying to look for that diamond. But the lake is completely dirty and full of waves. First, if you want to see the diamond is what? Your own self. First, you have to clean what? The dirt. But even after cleaning the dirt, if the water is turbulent, you won't see. Your vision won't be clear. So you have to make it calm. Karma Yoga is employed for cleaning the dirt. Upasana Yoga is employed for. Is it clear? Like,
similar way to be used for the
correct. That is what it is. Chitta Vritti Nirodha is this. This is what it is. So Patanjali, that's what it is. This is complementary to 100% complementary to Patanjali Yoga Sutra. So what Patanjali called as Samadhi is what Shankaracharya called as. Sorry, Patanjali called Ashtanga Yoga. Shankaracharya called it as Samadhi Yoga. That's it. It's exactly the same.
So their Vritti is basically.
Vritti means mental activity. So Chitta Vritti Nirodha means you're controlling your mental activities. Yatro uparate chittam miruddham yoga seveya tatra chaivatmanatmanam pasyanatmani. Bhagavad Gita. When you control your chitta using yoga, at that time you will see yourself. Tata drishtuhu surupe avasthan. Patanjali tells. When you do the chitta vritti nirodha, you will see yourself properly. Otherwise, what happens? You will see the modifications of your mind only. You won't see yourself. Then I was listening to Swami Dayananda's Patanjali Yoga Sutra class. I'll give it to you. You should listen to that. So he was telling like there is no textbook with that much order and systematized. Really, really sequenced. So that's it. Okay, so that's clear. Any questions? So far the sequencing is clear, right? So please refresh this much over the slides. Post any questions in the group. Anybody can answer. Vijay is there. Anybody can answer. So this is really, really good, important. So now, having said that, now we are going to the real Vedanta part. The knowledge part. What exactly is the body of knowledge that can help you to understand yourself? But mind you, what I'm going to talk is an parokshanubhuti for you. Without this practice, that parokshanubhuti will not become. However good my explanation would be, it will be only a aparokshanubhuti. Swami Tadatmananda was giving a brilliant example. He was telling like, now I sit here and explain you, there is a place called Gangotri. You get it. That is a paroksha anubhuti. But when you go there and see it, that becomes your own experience. So the class will give you the upper paroksha anubhuti, but the practice will make it a paroksha. Both are important. But classes are also important. First, you have to understand. Okay. Great.
You know, we have 4 people here. Okay. Yeah.
So next week we will continue. Yeah, next week we will start with the first topic.